Yo, this is Deontay the Bronx Bummer Wild, the WBC heavyweight champion of the world. And I'd like to give a big shout out to CJ Goodfellow of Sports TV. Bomb Squad, baby.
I think one of the seldomly asked questions, and maybe the $1 billion question, that's kind of gone under the radar for this rematch with Andy Ruiz, the WBO, the IBO, the Super WBA, and the IBF world title holder of the world versus Anthony Joshua, the challenger, is if Anthony Joshua gets his comeuppance, and he wins, in whatever fashion he wins, then may it be controversial, spectacular, or anything in between. Will Anthony Joshua give Andy Ruiz his rematch? Now, Andy Ruiz has said that he know it won't happen right away, but he expects AJ to run it back. AJ also said that he expects to see Andy Ruiz the third time. So let's talk about it. We back, Goodfellow Sports TV. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. Appreciate the love, support. Okay. So, obviously I think that's a possibility. I think he could run it back with Andy Ruiz because obviously I don't think he's going to want to fight Wilder or Fury, that winner or the loser. They could be doing their own trilogy, from what I understand. Obviously, some guys in the division that got a bad style for him. Some people might say Luis Ortiz. I think Kanowski is another guy that, had he stepped in and fought AJ in Madison Square Garden, I think he would end up stopping AJ just with his work rate, his style, and his jaw. But I really don't think that Anthony Joshua want to fight the Furies, the Wilders of the division, because if he planning on losing weight, and that's his advantage over like Wilder, is his weight. If he planning on whatever he come in, I don't know exactly what it is. He planning on boxing and boxing on the back foot. You're not gonna beat Tyson Fury boxing on the back foot, and you're not gonna beat Deontay Wilder boxing on the back foot. He don't have those type of skills, So in actuality, I do believe that if he wins in these victorious Saturday night in Saudi Arabia, that he will fight Puev, then he will fight probably Usyk, and then he will go into an Andy Ruiz rematch. I think that'll be his next 3 fights. And then you might see Dillian White in there, mixing there. And then I think they would wait for the division to kind of do what it's going to do. And it's already talk about the WBO and the IBF clashing about what they're going to do with Ruiz mandatory. The WBO is getting ready to strip Andy Ruiz. If you didn't know, PBC petitioned for Brian Carlos Castanos to fight newly crowned junior middleweight WBO title holder from Goldenweight, Patrick Teixeira, and there should be a purse bid ordered pretty soon. So it seemed like PBC is trying to get into good graces with the WBO so they can do some undisputed clashes. But I anticipate if that doesn't work, the PBC will introduce the PBC belt in the divisions where they close to being undisputed and replace it with the WBO, which I am a huge fan of, because at the end of the day, none of these sanctioned belt bodies give back to our neighborhoods and to get back to none of the black neighborhoods. They take this money, they put it in their communities, and they put it in their pocket. So why not have a WBC belt? What make the WBC so prestigious? The WBA is the longest reigning sanctioned belt body, but what make it so prestigious? It don't. At the end of the day, it's kind of like my thoughts on black Americans. They want to wear Gucci and all this and Nike and all this, but when Master P wants to do something and come out with his own stuff, nobody want to support it or give him an idea to make it wear cool. We determine what's hot in the fashion world. And a lot of black people ain't woke up in America about that. And the same thing in boxing. The American boxers matter the most. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody want to come to Vegas to fight. Everybody want to fight in New York. Everybody want to fight in L.A. Most Mexicans want to fight in their home territory, which is really Texas. You know what I'm saying? So, if you want to come to America and be an icon and be a boxing star, you got to come to America. So the American fighters can determine what's hot and what's not hot. Let's see how far the WBC, WBA, IBF, and WBO get with just, taking Lomachenko's money. With just taking Canelo's money and Joshua money. Let them leave the little nickel and dime Earl Spencer, Terrence Crawford alone, and some of the other fighters alone, and see how far they get. See how far they get and come up with your own belt. And all the money that y'all putting in to y'all sanction the belt body, to the y'all individual sanction belt body, it'll go back to y'all community, it'll go back to y'all pockets. But it is what it is. So it might be a situation where Andrew Ruiz, they're preparing to strip him, but AJ win, they're going to accommodate AJ. They're going to say, well, AJ, you can have your IBF mandatory, and then Usyk will be waiting for you down the line. Well, you can fight Usyk or IBF when you want to. Oh, we can give you a voluntary. They're going to do whatever for AJ. And once these American fighters wake up and see that they getting played, seeing that Lomachenko getting ordered with 2 belts to fight for a vacant belt, and when the last American fighter to get that type of honor, I don't remember. So once American fighters and like black Americans wake up and figure out, they determine what's hot and what's not, and they come up with their own belt, it is what it is. You come up with your own Hall of Fame. I've said all of that. Forget the boxing writers. Don't nobody read them boxing columns, but people like me, that's it. Your average 25 to 30 and under don't 40 and under don't read them boxing columns. Them old people that read them boxing columns. So at the end of the day, when these fighters wake up and they can galvanize and unionize and come up with some of their own belts that's going to give back to their neighborhoods to put money or get them health benefits back or be a factor instead of just stealing money, you know what I'm saying? Then it'll be cool. But like I said, they're not going to strip AJ. I'm telling you. They're going to accommodate AJ. They only stripping Andrew Ruiz because Andrew Ruiz don't generate that money AJ do. Or Andrew Ruiz don't have that notoriety with the belts. But any other Mexican guy, they'd accommodate them. And Canelo, Chavez, Jr., whoever, they would accommodate them. So they don't believe in Andrew Ruiz star power. And then another reason, they don't want Deontay Wilder to have an opportunity to become undisputed. I'm telling you. People think that agenda against Deontay Wilder is some fake thing that the Dirty Street Gang is bringing up. But it's not. That's actually a real thing. You know what I'm saying? They don't want Wilder to get 2-3 belts. Even the other fighters, other than like Evander and Lennox, all the other fighters in America that's supposed to be galvanized around Deontay Wilder, they don't support him. But that is what it is. They're going to make it hard for Wilder to unify a belt. And when he don't unify the belt because of boxing politics and because of pilgrims like Eddie Hearn, don't do this. But Andy Ruiz got a job to do. But even if Andy Ruiz do the job, Andy might get stripped of a belt. But AJ won't. So tell me why is it fair? And tell me why should Andy Ruiz sit there and take it then? And then other fighters that's aligned with PBC or other American fighters like Terrence Crawford who can watch Lomachenko have 2 belts and fight for a vacant belt, but they won't the politic or the sanction belt bodies won't do shit to destroy the politics and put pressure for his sake. So, like I said before, when these boxers wake up and understand in America how much control they got and why they got to cater to Mexicans and UK fans and fighters and stuff of that nature, I don't think it's just satisfying enough to beat these guys and knock these guys out, because they're making it harder and harder. They allow them to juice. They allow them to corrupt the judges, corrupt the referees. At some point, you got to take your ball and go home. And I think Al Heyman and all the other lucrative fighters out there, or fight fans out there, Magic Johnson, Warren Buffett is a fight fan. They need to get in the room and create their own sanction belt bodies for these fighters where they have health benefits and they get money back, or these sanction belt bodies put money in the neighborhoods and name the belts what they want to name them. It's too, sanction belt bodies are corrupt and they not pro-American, but they want to make all their money in America, but nobody want to be stationed but the IBF because they know they'll be getting sued. But I do think AJ give Andy Ruiz a rematch to wrap the video up. I truly, truly do, because he don't want to see Fury. He don't want to see Wilder. And I don't even think Luis Ortiz 2021 is probably going to be a factor, to be honest. They probably going to continue to freeze him out. He probably going to go inactive. And before you look up, you're going to be like, damn, I ain't seen Ortiz fight in a minute. He going to be in a release statement several months from then that he had retired due to he can't get no work. So, and you got guys that's becoming a mandatory like Usyk, which I understand the WBO super champion rule. But shit, he fought Tim Witherspoon. Shouldn't he have to get his feet wetter than that? You got guys like Dominic Brazil who beat Eric Molina for a mandatory spot. You got guys like Dillian White, but he didn't fight a title eliminator. You a silver champ, you got to fight 2 title eliminators. And they don't have to fight nobody to be number 1. They can just bum bash Tyson Fury number 1 WBC for beating who? Schwartz and Wallin. Come on. Y'all know what it is. Goodfellas Sports TV. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email. If you got business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video requests, keep sharing the videos. Want to make a donation, that link's in the description. Best way to donate, share the video. Don't forget, hit the subscribe button, bell icon button. Check our boxing playlist, boxing news, boxing rumors, boxing 101, our live playlist for all the lives there as well. Appreciate the love, support. One time for the one time. It's your boy CJ Goodfella, Goodfellas Sports TV. We gone.